You know what I thought about? I thought about how many people gonna drag me if I joined a fraternity
Wow.
in
Wow.
2024. Can you imagine how many good saints, good friends, good
Bro,
fellow laborers in the kingdom of God, fellow believers who are created in the image of God, fellow Black Christians, Jemar?
I had to clutch my pearls when I saw some of this stuff online coming out about our fraternities and sororities. Now, granted, I did not pledge at University of Notre Dame where we went. We did not have fraternities or sororities, but we had single sex dorms. So all guys or all women, and each dorm sort of functioned as its own fraternity or sorority. So I get a little bit of that camaraderie and whatnot. But I was under the impression that frats and sororities in the Black community were our thing and sort of a source of strength and community and bonding and all of that stuff. So it sort of caught me off guard that there were these critiques of the Divine Nine, as they call them.
And I don't even know when it started. And I think it's probably always been a thing, but recently it's been a heavy thing that's happened, a heavy movement of people saying we need to, this is the word, denounce and renounce. Now, this is surprising for
Powerful
me.
language.
Yeah, this is surprising for me. Now, again, I'm with you. We didn't have fraternities and sororities where I went to school, but we did have basically two groups, one fraternity, one sorority connected to each other that was essentially operated like that. We had to call it a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And so there's some people who actually went on to do some great things in the world, NFL, Super Bowl champions, that type of thing, who are part of it.
Oh,
We did our
that's a
thing.
nice little humble brag. That's dope. That's
No,
dope.
man, we did our thing. You know what I'm saying? I crossed faster than anybody had ever done in history.
Oh
Three
wow. My
months,
my
3 months,
my.
3 months, real
They knew
quick.
what was up.
Hey, look, man, I
You had that
transferred
look
in.
about you.
I
Were you wearing a
transferred in.
jersey?
No, I transferred in. So, I wasn't on that stuff with everybody else. I wasn't on that stuff. So I had a little bit more, a couple of years on the young freshman. So, I was able to get in and just show up on time. They show up on time. They're like, wow.
uh,
Freshman showing up 45 minutes late, it's just not gonna
Good
go
Lord.
well,
Yeah.
that type of thing. But it's very fascinating for me because that was an experience that really marked me. And I talk about it a little on my Leave Loud story, how it really connected me to my own cultural heritage. And it actually taught me so much about myself. It was the first time that someone had kind of pulled me to the side and said, hey, how you show up in a room matters.
Mm.
So I want you to consider showing up in a room with these things tight on you, right? Make sure you got a watch on, so that's your time. Make sure people know that you're paying attention to your time so they can't waste it. Try this blazer, try to wear something that fits you better. They went into my closet, and they said, man, I know you came from down here, man, we feel like you have something more to offer. So you need to look the
Whoa.
part. You need to carry
Whoa.
yourself a certain way. The night before the presidential election in 2008, they put me on the spot 2 hours before and said, you're going to be moderating a dialogue between people who are across different spectrums. So you're going to moderate a
Ah.
dialogue. So I thought I was just coming to host. They're like, no, you're the moderator, you're facilitator. You got 2 hours to prepare. What do you do under pressure? Like, how do you prepare
What?
yourself under pressure?
They
They
like
push.
designed it to be last minute like that.
Yeah, they had been advertising it for about a week,
Uh-huh.
but they
Uh-huh.
put me on the spot. And after I did
Just to
that,
test
that's when
you.
they knew they could cross me because they were like, "No, you
Whoa.
didn't crack under pressure, but you took
Whoa.
2 hours and you studied, and you rose to the occasion." And it was wild in there. It was people yelling back and forth that I had to calm down. It was different perspectives that I had to
Wow.
pay attention to. I had to listen to people I disagree with. I had to steer conversations. They pushed me physically. They say, taking care of your heart and your body is going to be crucial. I just remember it wasn't a divine nine, but it
Uh-huh.
marked me. And it also marked for me how I needed to carry myself. And there's some lessons that I learned back then years ago that I still remember to this day. And so I
Mm-hmm.
can only imagine what it feels like for certain people to have others that are denouncing and renouncing what has been a positive experience for them. So